All of these blocks get this fun. For what? For real though. I'm just out here stepping like a steel toe. All the fields we killed those. Nigga, that's the real goal. I've been moving real bold. Tell me what you here for. Shawty used to drop it for a nigga like a 6'4". Two steps to the right, to the right, to the left. I got real niggas in here. Everybody put your fingers in the air. I might 2 steps to the right, to the right, to the left. I got real niggas in here. Everybody put your fingers in the air. I might pour another cup for all the niggas we done lost. Pussy nigga acting hard, I'ma tell him that he's soft. I get blessings everywhere, I get blessings when I cough. Homie really chasing pussy, who gon' tell him that he lost? Who gon' tell him that he greedy? I be working when he sleeping, nigga pussy only pussy. And I get it when I need it, please believe it. Cause I seen it, that'll leave him in defeated. Shawty thinking that she mine, I'ma post it and delete it, They don't really make them like me. Yeah, I really am that nigga, I don't say it lightly. Shawty asking for my time, but it's kinda pricey. I think she really love the chase, that's why she acting wildly. And I don't do distractions, transactions. Only language that I speak if you really active. And I ain't really left, but I'm back at it. Got me telling all my niggas that we made magic. 2 steps to the right, to the right, to the left. I got real niggas in here. Everybody put your fingers in the air. I might 2 steps to the right, to the right, to the left. I got real niggas in here. Everybody put your fingers in the air. I might
Evening, everybody. How are we? Welcome. Hope you're all nice and well. It's Wednesday evening, isn't it? Which means it's middle of the week, which means that we're either close to the weekend, and that's going to be fantastic, or we've had a good start to the week and we don't want it to end. And I'm not entirely sure where I am on that scale. Actually, I think I'm having a decent week so far. So let's celebrate Wednesday as something nice, rather than going, oh, let's hope the weekend happens soon. We're gonna have a nice time, I reckon. Hope everyone has had a good week so far. Should point out Monday's stream was very much if we recap, was us trying to get out of Finland. Wasn't really working well, was it, to be honest? Is this the Belgium shirt foreshadowing a new job? I don't know, MCG. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I've not applied for a job in Belgium yet. It was one of those ones I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll pop a little footy shirt on. I sort of have to decide what to wear on a stream some nights, but normally it's just a plain t-shirt. But I thought, you know what? I do like this shirt, so I might wear this tonight, to be honest. So I don't know if it's foreshadowing or not just yet, but we'll have to wait and see. So see how we get on. You never know. You never know in Football Manager, do you? Let's take a little peek as to where we are in Finland, though, because is it as bad as we think it is? I don't know. I keep sleeping on this. Let's try and work it out together, shall we? Right, this is it then. Okay, welcome one and all. Hope you're all very well. Welcome to our friends over on YouTube as well as on Twitch. It's a pleasure to see you all. Yeah, Monday we spent, Rugio, my word, 45 months on the subs there. Thank you very much indeed. And Mindless Primate in with the Prime as well. Very kind, thank you. We've got ourselves a little hype train on the go here already. Thank you for the support there. If you are on Prime, by the way, I should say Prime is free. If you've got Amazon Prime, it's a free sub. So you can use that on any creator on the platform, on Twitch that is. And then if you do link it up, then if you link it to your Discord, you get access to save files and some private Discord channel, that sort of thing. So if you do have that facility and you want to support the channel, feel free to do so. Of course, there's no push from me. I mean, use it on any creator on the platform. To be honest, if you've got Amazon Prime, it ain't costing you nothing. So this is where we are then. Okay, let's have a quick little nosy at Finland, because there's one thing that jumps out very, very interestingly here for me. It's two things just to say. Sorry, we have the second best attack, but the second worst defense. I feel it's going to be another one of those seasons, isn't it? That 5-2 defeat has really thrown the stats all over the place, and that 4-1 against Inter Turku. But yeah, we thought we'd leave. We sort of like thought, let's try and leave, because it's 4 years in Finland, second division. Are we going to get promoted with HIFK? What's the reality? And I think ultimately we're not convinced we're going to get promoted with HIFK. Then we started the season with 3 wins, and it was like, oh, maybe we will. And then, of course, we lost a match, and then drew, and then lost again. It was like, oh yeah, time to leave. Won again now, so clearly we're back up on the rise. We're playing Yarrow, who are second in the league, next, and then Honka, who are bottom. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. To be honest, Mindless Primate, found your podcast on Spotify a week ago. Been listening while working. Glad to finally catch a stream. Mindless Primate, thank you so much for coming along then. Welcome in. If you've just joined the podcast, you've got some catching up to do, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for listening to it, to be honest. If you are not part of the podcast crew, the podcast episodes drop. There's a new one tomorrow. We've got Clates on the show tomorrow, which is going to be a fantastic conversation. We've obviously already recorded it, so we know it's fantastic. And next week, spoiler, some people maybe know this, some people maybe don't. Next week's episode is with Kevin Toms, the creator of the original Football Manager back in the 1980s. So yeah, they're your next 2 episodes. We've also got, if he remembers, we've got Jamie Hutchinson coming up in a couple of weeks. I mean, he is partial to forgetting. And by forgetting, I mean drinking so much that he forgets. So we have him booked in. So, but that is very much in a maybe. So Hutchie should be on in a couple of weeks. We've got Big Robbo coming up. We've just had to reschedule JJ Bull. We were meant to have JJ Bull last week as well for another record. We had so much going on last week. But yeah, JJ Bull is also locked and primed for the FM show. So the level of guests we're getting at the minute, like, we are really, really happy with. So if you're enjoying the show now, the next couple of months, like, because obviously we've got to fill a lot of stuff now. There's not much to talk about, and there's a lot of sort of content to fill. Just let it be known that we are really trying to push the boat out. Okay, so just let it be known. And if there's anybody else you think that would be a good guest that you'd like us to approach, then feel free, spam the chat. Don't put Griezmann, because we know you want Antoine Griezmann, right? We're trying to get Antoine Griezmann. He's quite tricky to lock down, is Antoine Griezmann. But yeah, if we can get him, that would be class. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see at the minute. Do I say it? Am I thinking who you're thinking? Who you think you're thinking, Dan? Are you going to say Will Still? Because if you are, you know what? Part of me's thinking I might just ask. I might try and ask. You're not thinking Will Still. I mean, Denise Van Outen ain't coming on, let's be honest. She probably doesn't want to talk too much about a Football Manager podcast. She'll be going, why do you want my opinion on stuff? And I'll be like, interesting. Evening, Gerhardt. Welcome in, pal. How are you? Hope you're good. Pleasure to have you in. Not Griezmann. How about Diego Simeone? I mean, is Diego Simeone a known Football Manager player? Maybe he is. I'm not. Maybe I'm doing a slight disservice. Possibly. I am very well. I'm very well, thank you, Gerhard. Very well indeed. Thank you for asking. Who are you thinking then, Dan? Are we thinking like Freddie Adu or something, or Mark Kerr? Is that who your recommendation is? I don't think we can get Tom Madeira. Probably can't get him. Niall Lamptey probably won't have a conversation. I mean, Adu's not actually ungettable, if that makes sense. Because Jack Kenmare of Sport Bible, he got an interview with Freddie Adu. So we do, if you do that sort of like that 7 degrees of separation, then we have a degree of separation that links us to Freddie Adu. So, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that we could end up with Freddie Adu. It's unlikely, but it's not out of the question completely. Christian Pulisic. We could get Christian Pulisic and the guy who likes to talk about pooing. Who's that idiot as well that goes about watching matches over 90 minutes? Get him on. Actually, no, you know what? Let's not. Van Houten is the ultimate episode. I mean, that would be superb, wouldn't it? She just sits there and be like, I don't really understand why I'm here. Get the dead cat guy. Yeah, next week's episode is Michael Barrymore, which is really quite a turn up from the books. And again, maybe not that much of a sort of like surprise, because he does like his video games, does Michael Barrymore. Yeah. So all I'm saying is, if we believe hard enough, maybe this could happen. And then we'd have to sit there and go, I don't understand how this did happen, but it did. Michael Barrymore will just be happy to appear in anything. I mean, yeah. There is a bit of that in it. But also, I don't want him just coming on our podcast to be like, oh yeah, I'll just do it because that might get me back in the public eye. Like, no, come on, Barrymore. You come on the podcast for a reason, not just for your own clout. Yeah? I'm not having that. Call me fickle. Yeah? Call me a stickler. Don't call me Stifler. Call me a stickler. One of us talking about pool parties with Michael Barrymore. I mean, look, I try and crowbar a lot of stuff into the podcast, right? And we've already had some people complaining about the fact that, you know, that I don't always talk about Football Manager and like, oh, you know, this week's episode was a bit nonsensical. I reckon if I said, oh, this week's episode is not about Football Manager, but it's about pool parties with Michael Barrymore, I think we'd lose some viewers. Do you know what I mean? Like, we would gain a lot more, but I do think we'd lose quite a few regulars who'd be going, I don't think this is for me. You know what I mean? And I could see why. I could see why. Like, it's a reach to try and sort of like make it seem like there is a link somewhere. They just don't get the vibes. Yeah, I mean, look, some people do. Some people have praised us for our new style, but yeah, there's definitely some people that just go, I'm not here for this. I just want you to talk about the new match mods and talk about downloading tactics, which is perfectly understandable because that's Football Manager at the end of the day. That's kind of what you'd expect us to talk about, but yeah, I don't quite think it's expect the unexpected, but it's expect the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. Right, Maheda can come back in. Laxonen can go back on the bench here. Should point out we're playing Yarrow here, who are second in the league, and I think we're fourth actually. For all we're saying, you know, that things are bad, I think we're fourth. Basically, we should be robots. Not in everyone's eyes, Dan. But I think there is a small percentage of people that, you know, that want us to just talk about FM and FM only, and I think they might be right. In a weird way, I think they might be right. Because, you know, we are essentially a Football Manager podcast and we're making Football Manager videos and Football Manager streams. So I can sort of see their point, really. That maybe we focus a little bit more on Football Manager. AI TJ confirmed. Could you imagine, Rugio? Could you imagine the rise of the AI TJ? Imagine how bad it would be at Football Manager. Like, you know what I mean? Stephen Wilson, Barrymore loves a TikTok as well. He does, doesn't he? See? Barrymore thing could be a possibility. See if we can get him signed up to our tournament. Which, as I'm sure you know by now, has over 100 participants. That's over 100 people have signed up for the FM Show Cup. The Freddie Adu Classic. It's a working title. I don't know if that's actually agreed or not, but yeah, over 100 participants so far, so we're well happy about that. Still quite a few to go to break the record to be the biggest tournament, but we said we'd aim for that. We didn't say we were definitely going to get it. We said we'd aim to be the biggest tournament. We have a dream. Could do with clearing this ball out of our defence, to be honest. MCG, personally, for me, the more nonsense, the better, but each to their own. I'm the same, to be honest. You know, I've said before, I've said quite a lot actually, I'm one of the few Football Manager creators who doesn't have any interest in football. And I think people find that really difficult to understand. I think they're all like, well, how can you play Football Manager without liking football? And I think it's the example I always give, the sort of the response I give back is going, well, do you ask everyone who plays COD, you know, what war do they like the best? And like, you know, and let's only talk war. You know, is there like some sort of like really bad war Twitter that you know, Call of Duty streamers have to deal with? You know, coming on about like, and just like having like people doing like really shit banter about what army can't win. Yeah, oh, your army hasn't won for like, you know, 20 years. You know, trying to talk about certain armies being cooked. Doesn't make any sense to me. You know, I think you can like Football Manager without liking football. Hovey's off the post. We do like a tangent. We love a tangent around here. We love a tangent. I love a tangent. I'm all for it. Get on the tangent bus. And an aqueduct. Yeah. Which again is ultimately a tangent. You can 100% like Football Manager without liking football. It's a strategy game. Exactly, CTM. Exactly. But you try telling some people. Oh my God. Their thing is the equivalent of running a pet shop and hating animals. You know, right? I run a pet shop and I'm a carnivore. Like that's what they think. You know. Or you run an orphanage and hate kids. I'm not sure if that analogy quite works, but I know next to nothing about modern football, to be honest. You know what? I don't think anybody knows anything about modern football, MCG. All I know about modern football is that it's not very good. There, and that's literally all I've got. I've got nothing else on that. Okay, great. I've praised people for not losing, and they've just went, oh no, not happy. Yeah, I've tried watched it, and I just no, I can't get it. Like, football is very much at the level that Formula One is now, that it looks better as an edited highlights package than it does as an actual sport. The documentary of football could be interesting, but the actual thing itself, bit rubbish. And people talking about it as if it matters. Oh, here's the thing, right? Here's what I saw. And again, anybody that's already seen this, please feel free to talk about it. Right? You know, I'm not one of those people that likes to talk about modern football or real football. But what the hell? Newcastle's councillor, right, went to the Houses of Parliament and proposed that the government should congratulate Newcastle United on winning the Carabao Cup. They brought a petition to the Houses of Parliament to ask that the government congratulate Newcastle United on winning the shittest cup available. The one that's worse than the Charity Shield, the one that's worse than the Johnson's Paints Trophy. How small mentality has that club got? What a pathetic club. I mean, all it's taken is £400 million and a bit of sports washing to win the Carabao Cup. which government, the UK or the Saudi Arabian, both, I think. Yeah. Both governments. But honestly, I was laughing my back. I was like, this is pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. They're having an open top bus tour for the League Cup. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's just, yeah. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. You know, you might as well have an open top bus tour for winning a pre-season tournament you've organised yourself at this rate. Unbelievably low levels of like of just ridiculous, just absolutely ridiculous. They want a national holiday. Or if they win the FA Cup, they'll want a bank holiday. Yeah, because then they'll have won the double. That's what they'll try and tell you. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Unbelievable. And of course, I've had a lovely time laughing at it. It's not even close to an election. It's the B-Tech double. Yeah, it's 100% it. How pathetic. Could the government say, well done to Newcastle, please, on winning the cup? Didn't you get given a trophy? That's how you congratulate people for winning a cup. You give them a cup. Rubbish. I'm writing into my council to ask if they can congratulate my sons for his 10-metre swimming badge. You know, that's the level we're at, innit? Excuse me, Mr. Government, could you congratulate me on getting 42,000 Nectar card points, please? Yeah. I reckon I've almost got enough for a tub of butter. So, yeah, I think tonight's chat, feel free to just fill tonight's chat with rubbish things that you think the government should congratulate you on. And then the best one, we'll forward it to the Houses of Parliament. Because they seem to be congratulating anybody for all kinds of stupidity at this point. PSIS are in the second division. And there's rumours of a takeover. And we won the league with PSIS. And we've got PSIS shirts. Ooh, that could be tempting. That could be tempting. Slemon's probably the one I want in Indonesia, though, but they all say never go back, don't they? That's the problem. 1-star, second division of Indonesian football. I mean, that is out of the frying pan into the fire, isn't it, really? From second division in Finland to the second division in Indonesia. It's, yeah. I don't know. Do we think we can actually do anything in Finland? I'm not sure. Developer Shell over on YouTube. Ian and TJ just escaped a YouTube wormhole of Barkley Marathon documentaries. Can confirm I hate running. Oh yeah. Running's rubbish. Like, I do it, but I'm not a fan. I can enjoy documentaries about thin people punishing themselves without being a thin person. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Aberystwyth Town getting a bus tour for winning relegation. Sorry, I mean they're travelling to the X5 to away games next year. It's just crazy behaviour, innit? It really is. Matt Blade, 20 months on the Prime. Matt, appreciate that. Thank you very much, my pal. Thank you for the support. MCG goes to Parliament, could speak about the cost of living of any number of important problems this constituency faces. No, asks the government to say well done on winning a shit cup. Could the government please formally congratulate my son on this picture of the moon? To be fair, my son draws massive pictures of rockets, so maybe we should ask about that one. It looks a bit like a cock. I tidied my room. Can I be praised? Off to the government. Off to the government, Dan. Ask them if they'll congratulate you. Mr. Government, I tidied my room dead nice. Please, could you say well done? Formally. Oh, good shot by Hilton and good save. Hilton's got a knock. He's have to come off, sadly. I just wonder where you draw the line. Like, you know, surely government has better things to do than congratulate Newcastle United on anything. I peed and didn't hit the toilet seat. I want a parade. You do deserve a parade, mindless primate. You do deserve one. Because that is actually difficult. Winning the League Cup, not difficult. Pissing and not hitting the toilet seat, that is quite tricky. I wrote my name by myself. Oh yeah. Or did you do it in joined up writing, Dan? Because that is definitely government worthy. Oh dear. That's Honker scoring. Mock the government and Newcastle all you want. Stop hating on the League Cup. It's a perfectly fine tournament. I mean, out of the three things to pick fault with, the League Cup does seem like the one. It does seem like the harsh one, doesn't it? But is it a decent cup? Not really. Who's proud to win the League Cup? Nobody really. Nobody's proud to win the League Cup. It's that one, innit? They say that, you know, that all the good teams try and get knocked out. Who isn't proud of it? Yeah. I don't know who would be. Who is proud of it? Who is proud of it? I've never heard of anybody having an open top bus ride for the League Cup. Even Middlesbrough didn't win it. Newcastle seem happy. Well, yeah. Yeah, if we're judging things on what Newcastle, Rahimi, what a finish! Wouldn't Leyton Orient like to win it? I don't know, would they? Genuinely, I'm not sure. They'd like to win the FA Cup, definitely, but I don't think they'd be arsed about winning the League Cup. Fulham winning it. Well, yeah, all right. We're getting to the point now where this is the thing. Okay, the point here is that we're looking at Leyton Orient, Birmingham, and Fulham. That's the levels of teams that would be happy to win the League Cup. Even as a Sunderland fan, I wouldn't expect Sunderland to have an open top bus ride for the League Cup. I'd expect them to go like, all right, cool, that was decent enough. On you go. You know. But yeah, I certainly don't think Fulham would have an open top bus ride. Oh, Spurs, really, Willie? Are we going to go down the Spurs? Come on. Spurs wouldn't celebrate a League Cup. Everton wouldn't celebrate a League Cup. Coventry might celebrate a League Cup. Northampton might celebrate a League Cup. But even West Ham wouldn't celebrate a League Cup. Do you know what I mean? Even West Ham wouldn't be that bothered. Sod the bus, it's a trip to Wembley. It's a great day out. I mean, is it? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old. Not for me. Wickham wouldn't complain if we won it, though we would prefer promotion. Yeah. I just think it's like I know. Nah, the League Cup, yeah. You don't even like football, you don't get a vote. Well, I mean, I do get a vote because that's democracy. but yeah, I don't like football. You're right, so I can certainly pass judgment on how I find it idiotic. You know, if anything, I can take a step back from it and go, this looks stupid. You know, so it's like saying, you know, you don't like politics, but you're not allowed to vote. You absolutely are allowed to vote. Sometimes that's the problem. Unfortunately, if all you're doing is allowing football fans to vote, then God help you. I've seen Twitter. It's not a place for intelligent discourse. Oh God, another cracking intake of talent. Oh God, one of these days we'll get a footballer who's got two legs, like just to stand up on, not actually ability wise, but. Two draws? I mean, Yarrow a second, so that's a decent draw, but Honker, we should be beating Honker, surely. Bottom of the table, man. Come on. Am I spending too long trying to look at another club? Is that my problem? Delver Shill, could every mug in the House of Parliament have black and white ribbons on the handle to celebrate Saudi Arabia's investment fund winning the cup? Yeah. It's not right, is it? It's not right. Also, owners on the pitch, fuck off. Do you know what I mean? That's like, nah. That's a list of things that can be gone. Yeah, just get gone, especially for that shit cup. Yeah. Yeah, you can almost like you can't sort of condone it, but you could almost make an argument for condoning it slightly if it was the Champions League final, but not in the League Cup. You know what I mean? Like if Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds were on the pitch after winning the Johnston's Paints, you'd be like, Howie, come on. Sort yourselves out. Do you ever find on saves, says CTM, do you ever find on saves it's really hard to find players in certain positions? Fullbacks get really difficult. And goalkeepers as well. Like, You often find that one really, really good goalkeeper, but then the rest of them are all just pretty much either average or crap, I've found. But yeah, fullbacks is the one for me. I had a bag average right back for ages I overpaid for just because there's none out there. I think you've hit the nail on the head there, CTM. Yeah, I think that does ring true. Why would Liverpool care? They've won the league already. Well, have they though, Dan? Have they? This is the question, you know? I mean, if they haven't, if they don't win the league, if they don't, I mean, that would be funny. It would be very funny. But we do have to blame your lot slightly for this situation that they find themselves in. If not, it'll be the most spectacular collapse in English football ever. I think it would, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would overtake, was it Newcastle's 12 points, wouldn't it? And especially given how, like, close towards the end of the season it is. Like, it's incredibly unlikely that they do collapse. It is incredibly unlikely. I think it's worse than the Keegan Newcastle because that was at Christmas. This is like 9 games to go or something. Arsenal would have to win all 9 games, which I can't see them doing, to be honest. No one can trust Arsenal for 11 games. Or 9 games, sorry. Yeah, there's 9 games to go, and I'm saying you can't trust Arsenal for 11. Like, this is literally where you're at. Like, you'd have to trust them to win more games than 9. Yeah, like even if Liverpool lost all 9, Arsenal would lose 2, and you'd be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Arsenal! Why have you done that?" Then Newcastle get a parade to celebrate not being the worst collapse ever. Yeah, I get that. That'd be quite good. Newcastle's lead was a little misleading as the easier fixtures had been played and they had tough games ahead of them. It was misleading, but they were in a comfortable position. I think was the narrative of it, wasn't it? I think Liverpool with 15 points ahead with 9 games to go. Irrespective of who you have to play or what context there is, mathematically there is less points to win in that scenario. So it would be a bigger fuck up than Newcastle's. I mean, it would be hilarious. It would be. It's 12 points at the minute. Right, okay. Also, with Newcastle, no prior experience of winning everything. This Liverpool squad have that in abundance. Yeah. I mean, obviously the open top bus ride has already been booked, so there's no massive issue there. Plus, Newcastle lost the league to probably the best team that decade, consistently that decade. You know, Liverpool have certainly benefited. They've played well, from what I can understand, but they've certainly benefited from everybody else being shit. And again, this is only from what I understand because I've not followed it, but I can see a league table and I go, but things must have gone badly somewhere, you know. Arsenal have shattered this season. Yeah. Well, look, I mean, I've said it before, but it shows how rubbish the league is if Man City have lost, 42 games and they're still like 3rd or 4th. Do you know what I mean? It can't be that good a league, can it? If they're the worst season in their recent history. Again, maybe I'm looking at it too simplistically. Forest a third. Yeah. Yeah, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. But I guess it doesn't need to make sense. You know, that's the thing. It doesn't need to make sense. It can be whatever it's going to be. It's not really going to affect me day to day. So, yeah, it's all fine. It's all fine. I think you're right with what you say. There's a lack of strong teams this season for different reasons. Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I think the overall quality is definitely down. But, you know, the age-old adage is you can only beat what's put in front of you. And, you know, if what's put in front of you isn't very good, then you've just got to beat not very good. And be the best of the not very goods. Yeah? Like, you know, you can win a shit league and you're still the champions. Like, you know, the winners of the Icelandic League are still the champions. Yes, the teams in the Icelandic League aren't very good, but there's still one team who's better than the others. So they're like, oh, yeah, we're the best team in the land. Great. Right, Hambo's injured again. Right, time for Holmang to go on. It's like, it's not even at the levels of SPL at this point. Like, in terms of competitiveness, is what I mean. Like, it's just in terms of quality, it's probably where the SPL is. Top. I feel as though we're about to give away a penalty. Oof. Right. Okay. Well, we're not playing particularly well, so let's push it a bit higher. Actually, see if that helps. I think we might have to drop deeper rather than pushing up higher. We've not actually had any of the ball at all. There's the goal. Yeah. Knew we should have dropped back. Low stuff lost to bottom of the league last night. It'll get relegated this season, but I've known that for ages. Oh, mate. Blythe Spartan's gone as well. Spartan's relegated. I think York City look like they'll be going up. Sunderland are just doing Sunderland things. They'll stay around the top six, losing the playoffs, and then we'll have another good time next year in the Championship. We've not even had a shot yet. What are we doing? Oh. I mean, this team are absolutely battering us. Where are they? They're third now. press, shall we? Can't see Sunderland going up. Looks like Chris Rigg will be off to Spurs or West Ham. Yeah, I don't really know about that though. I mean, like, I think where's he going to go? Look, if that talk about Spurs bidding 45 million quid is true, then I'll put him on the train myself. He's a brilliant player. He's a brilliant player, but 45 million quid is a lot of money. You've got to send him there. But West Ham, what's he going to... Why is it... Where on earth... What would be the thinking of West Ham? Like, do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to try and think logically and be like, I don't think West Ham's a much better option than Sunderland. And I know there'll be loads of West Ham fans that will be like, blah, 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 blah. We won a World Cup, blah, 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 blah. It's the West Ham way, blah, 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 blah. You know, which isn't even a thing. You know, but I just, like, you've got to worry. If West Ham want you, you've got to worry that something's gone wrong. Unless, of course, you go to West Ham knowing that you're going to move off somewhere decent when it doesn't work out at West Ham. I suppose that's kind of the thing. It really helps if you're a striker. If you're a striker and you go to West Ham, there's a chance, if they've paid good money for you, that you don't have to do very well and you can just go somewhere else and be better. And be like, all right, just leave. Do you know what I mean? But, I mean, imagine going to West Ham. Like, for anybody to look at that and be like, that sounds like a great idea. Yeah, we'll go there. I know there'll be some people come back, but oh yeah, but they've won a European trophy. They have. But still, West Ham more chance of regular minutes, possible stepping stone, profile at a high level. But yeah, we have to sell the economics of the Championship dictate that, sadly. Oh, look, I understand the rationale from going. I understand it completely. I just say from a personal and a footballing perspective, you know, I even said there, if Spurs are going to put 45 million quid in our pockets, everybody waves them goodbye before, just like, bye Riggy, have a great time, you know. But yeah, if he goes to a West Ham, you've got to look and be like, oh fine, it's a shame, you could have been a player. but off you go, you know, where you just have to sell players to the highest bidder. You know, and you can't have that luxury of going, oh, but I'd prefer he went somewhere nice and somewhere better, somewhere he's going to develop. You have to go, they're going to give us 40 million quid. Yeah, sorry mate, away you go. Sorry about your future. You know, you could have been a player, but sadly not now. I'll undo the scrap heap of other players that never made it. To be fair, West Ham developed Rice and Bowen really well. Did they though? I mean, look, you're talking about Declan Rice. Right, look, I'm not getting into it. I'm not getting into it. I'm not getting into it. Let's enjoy him while he's still here. I've talked far too much real football tonight. Look at Robertson and Van Dijk from Scotland. They went to Hull and Southampton. They did all right for themselves. No. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. We can all pick one or two players where something's worked well. But we've all got a massive list of other players where it hasn't worked well. Because that's football, isn't it? Yeah. You know. Use the same argument with Harry Maguire. He went from Hull to Manchester United. You know, England fans beloved Harry Maguire, who was the greatest centre half ever, until they decided that he wasn't. You know, some good players go to smaller clubs and move on. Absolutely. Some players go to smaller clubs and don't move on. Some players move to bigger clubs and have to move back to the smaller clubs because it doesn't work. You know, there's so many differences of circumstances. Well, my point was, why would anybody move to West Ham? That was my point. Like moving to Wolves. No. He's trying to say he doesn't like West Ham. I'm not saying I don't like West Ham. I'm just saying that there's just like, they're just one of those like nothing clubs, really. Like they never sort of like they never look like they're gonna do anything ever. You know, Fulham the same. Middlesbrough when they were in the Premier League. Who else? West Brom, Blackburn. I think there's a lot of like just nothing teams. I think you know what, like signing for Bournemouth. But just to say you've signed for Bournemouth because you're then in the Premier League, like that sort of thing. Like, oh yeah, you've signed for a Premier League team. All right, who do you sign for? Southampton, Ipswich. Like, what's the point? You know. And maybe I'm being a bit too idealistic. Maybe I am a bit too old for the modern game. Maybe that's my problem. Looking at this sort of this short-termism, maybe. Maybe I'm just looking at. Maybe I just think things are just too simplistic. Yeah. Maybe that's my problem. All these teams you could say the same about Sunderland. Oh, 100%. 100%. 100%. Ultimately, you could say it about all football teams. You know, ultimately, why would you bother? I think I need to get a new sport. I certainly don't have any joy in the game, do I? Yeah, it is a job, Zeep. You're right. Yeah. You know, it's very much like sort of, you know, you work for CEX. Maybe one day you hope to work for Game. You know, you're not gonna just move to, you know, the other local independent game store just for the sake of it. Currently, in West Ham and you're saving. Ironically, won the league, and next season I got the FA Cup. Oh, Dan, I hope you've done the the bus tour. Open top bus or nothing, mate. Baseball season starts tomorrow. I mean that. What a spin that would be. Like, me hating football that much that I get into baseball. Football would have caused that. Imagine that. I did get an email about basketball today. Not asking for me to take part in it, obviously, but you know, asking my interest. Just for like a sort of for a marketing thing. And I was like, oh, you know, I quite liked basketball. I don't really follow it enough, but I was like, I could have a conversation about basketball. You've wrote to the government for asking for praise. You should do, Dan. You should do. Like Gary Hooper leaving Celtic for Norwich. He went to the basis that have a better chance of an England call-up. All he got was a very mediocre career. Yeah, exactly. But he did get to tell everybody he played in the Premier League, which, as we know, is the pinnacle of everybody's existence. Yeah. God, I hate football. Penalty. We'll take that. Might have been a dive, but we'll have it. I thought Game was bought out by House of Fraser. It was. So you'd end up having to work for Mike Ashley. Of course, hashtag worst owner ever. Of course, clearly. Remember that. No, they're owned by Frasers. Working for Mike Ashley is worse than death itself. You would think that. You would think, wouldn't you? Certainly having the Saudi Arabian government in charge is far more appealing than having Mike Ashley, who, you know, once didn't buy a striker. What human rights violations? Come on. We're in a League Cup now. What's worse is an owner, Mike Ashley or Saudi Arabia discuss. I mean, yeah. We have discussed it at length many, many times. And we all agree Saudi Arabia is worse. Even Keegs, welcome. The goal of the man putting up sponsorship signs for another of his companies. I know. Oh. You know, rather than putting, you know, I don't know, rather than putting the name on the shirt or whatever, or you know. Oof. Trying to cover up for his atrocities. It looks like Inter Turkey are going up this year, and we're going to try and struggle to catch Yarrow. 4 points behind. I am pleased that we're winning, because that's good. We haven't been doing very well recently. Oh, almost own goal. Almost. Yeah, I'd say what I did enjoy recently. I enjoyed that Minecraft stream the other day, mind. I did enjoy that. That was good fun. Did not know what I was doing. Did not know. Feel as though we've left it at a point where if I was to return to Minecraft, I'd just be walking around in circles for a few days. Kev seems to have left me a little bit high and dry with that one. Maybe we have to try and get him back involved and help us decide what happens next. Because we've got that, and then we've got a clever play by Hambo, Hovey, Traore. Hovey, there we go. That's smart centre forward play. Yeah, so with the so Minecraft was fun the other day, and you know what? I enjoyed Skylines as well. I had fun on Sunday. I don't know if anyone else enjoyed the Sunday stream, but I did. The hurricane threw me a little bit. I was like, that's far from ideal. Hurricane. I don't know much about hurricanes, but I'm guessing that they're a bit rubbish when they come cutting through cities. So yeah, I was a bit concerned when that happened, but I did enjoy building. Kev was asked today if there'd be another stream of Minecraft, said it was a lot of fun. Oh, that's cool. Well, yeah, I think we could try and do another one. I think that would. I think I'd probably need another stream with Kev holding my hand. I'm certainly not ready to do it on my own. So, yeah, it could be a thing. Hurricanes always have weird names. They do. Skylines was fun. Skylines was good. And we've started to expand a little bit as well, so the more we start building out, then, you know, the more fun it's going to become. It's a fourth again by the looks of it. People saying, what a result, can't believe it. Honestly, that's how bad we're playing. Where the fans can't believe we've actually won a match. That job's not available yet, is it? I mean, look, that for us, that seems a job for us, doesn't it? Look, very much looks like an amateur club though, so that's not really great, but FC Kiffin, I thought it said Kitten for a second. I was like, that wasn't really selling it to me. Yarrow beating Honker. I do feel as I'm slightly sort of like speeding through some of this season. And given the fact it's only 27 games in the league, we might end up at season 5 before we know it. You've seen the MP video. It's great, isn't it, Dan? It's brilliant, honestly. She says it with a straight face as well. It's like, what are you on about? What are you on about? What's our finances like? Finances are looking bad again, aren't they? So we're over on wages. Club's balance is now starting to dip again. Everyone else just pisses up. Yeah. Oh yeah. She's off about the League Cup again. Right. See you, everyone. What have we applied for? We've only applied for a couple. Spartak Varna. Excuse me. Loads of unsuccessful jobs. We're who'd have thought being fourth in the second division of Finland wouldn't be seen as attractive to other employers? Who would have thought? I'm worried with this save as to how much longer we stay not being successful. Normally it's not a major concern of mine because that's usually the whole point of the save. I just wonder, realistically, how long would I stay in Finland? I think in my head I'd like to stay till I'm offered something. That could be another 42 years at this rate. Comes down to enjoyment. It does, damn. And I think that's what we've been discussing the last couple of streams, isn't it? Like, good cross. Oh, Hambo's headed over the top. Like, I'm certainly not having fun. But there's also that level of content, isn't it? Where it's like, it's 7 seasons in second division of Finland. Is that still fun? It can be fun. Hilton and bottom corner. I think the jump to second is probably too much of a gap. I think for us, I think that gap is too broad. Over the top. Yeah, we're not showing any signs that we're going to be good enough to finish second. Oh, Laxonen at the back post. Maheda, Hilton, Maheda, Laxonen goes down, penalty. Oh, look at this. This is champagne football. This is what makes me think staying in Finland is a good idea. And then when we play badly, I'm going, oh, we need to leave. Do you know what I mean? When we play like this is good. how have they missed that? That's an absolute sitter. We're still 4 points behind Yarrow, and we played a game more as well. But VPS have lost 5. We've only lost 3. Those 4 draws aren't ideal, are they? It says let this draw you in. Yeah. Because it's the little bits and those little tweaks going, what is it? What is the difference? What is the one piece of the puzzle that doesn't quite work? Maybe I can turn this around. Yeah, like I've always got that belief that I can fix this. I can fix this. And it's not gonna be a quick fix, but we can do it. You know, and as you know, we've overcome. But we should have left during the transfer ban. That was the perfect time to leave the club, but we've gone past that. It now seems silly to leave at any point. You know, narratively speaking, we're here for life, really, or until we decide to go, and someone offers us another opportunity. Hambo, Traore. Oh, it's 4-0. Got a bit fortunate there, I think, to be honest with that crossfield ball. Thought the defender was going to cut that one out, but this ball from Hambo here, I was convinced that fullback's going to cut it out. Should have done. But Traore makes it 4. And at this point, we're looking all right, you know. Why would we possibly consider leaving now? Scorpy. Great cross in. Hambo, great save by the keeper. What's going on? I mean, I've got no idea, Gerard. I've got no idea. We're 4-0 up. So I'm as confused as everybody else is. Hovey nearly made it 5. But yeah, we're 4 seasons into a journeyman career. We've been at HIFK in the 2nd division of Finland for all 4 of those years. We've been probably, what, 10th, I think? Oh, no, 8th. I think our first season, which was, you know, just try and not get relegated. And then we finished 3rd, and then 4th, and now we don't know. Games like this are like we've cracked it. Yeah, 100%. Well, sorry, halves like this. We've cracked it. The second half we'll draw. We'll lose. Like this will be 4-3 or something, I reckon. But yeah. We keep looking, going. We keep looking, going. How far away are we from being in that 2nd place conversation? And every year I just think we're just that little bit too far away. Oh, pick that one out. I told you, didn't I? I says, oh, we're gonna lose. This is going to be 4-3. I had a feeling as soon as he cleared that goal kick straight to their player, it's like, yeah, we have to be quick. He's got to get back on his line quickly. But the audacity to shoot from there. Pick that one out. Once we start to see really enjoy it, then get out. That's probably it, innit? Like when it starts to go to like what South America was. Ian Roadhouse, hope you're well, buddy. Here's Lepisto, Hilton and Lepisto. Oh, he's got to score, surely. Hitting the target's one thing. I'll give you that, but you've still got to score, surely. It's Alpha Traore. Miscontrolled. Corner. Maheda brings it down. Hillascorpi, the absolute daisy cutter there, wasn't it? Should say to anyone who's watching on YouTube, by the way, if you haven't dropped a follow or a subscribe on the channel, that'd be much appreciated if you could do so. That'd be good. Give us a little like, give us some comments. And if you're following on Twitch as well and you haven't hit follow yet, why the devil not? Come on, get yourself involved. And also check out the FM show tomorrow. Myself, RDF Tactics, Sai Maggio, and Clates. Clates tomorrow night. So, very fun conversation. There's extra conversation over on Patreon, where you can join from as little as £3 a month, but you can also join our Discord, which is free. So, come and jump in on the old Discords as well. I should say that's my Discord. I just put in the channel there, not the FM show Discord. There is an FM show Discord as well, but Ilvesh again, the team with the best badge. I know it's another job in Finland, but is that better? I don't know. Jambo fan, you got that shirt? Which shirt? This shirt or the Ilvesh one in Finland? I think you mean this one. This one, yeah. This is it's a cracking shirt, isn't it? Yeah, they had it on. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was down to like 40 quid or something on classic football shirts. I was like, right, I've got to get that. Got to get it sorted out. For the FM Show Cup, will we find out who our opponents are through challenge? Good question, actually. I'm not sure how Sai is sort of like conversing that information back out. I'd imagine if you're in the Discord, then you'll be able to find out. But if not, I presume that we'll be letting people know. Well, sorry, no, let me rephrase that. We will, of course, let you know as to who you're going to play. But how that's going to be, I'm not sure. You are in the Discord. Okay, cool. That's good. It's your job to get in touch and arrange the matches. Yeah, with your partner. Yeah. You've got to sort that out yourself. Yeah, we're not taking any of that logistics on. And if you don't get the job done, then you don't get the job done. Alexander Arnold signs new Foyerdale Liverpool. No, he doesn't. No, he does not. Let's see if they have a different challenge name to Discord. Will we know? And is it one leg or two legs? Look, I mean, everything will be disclosed in due course. I think we're looking to start in April, so you've got a couple more days to wait, Jambo fan. I think all the finer details are just getting ironed out at the minute. We've got over 100 competitors at the minute. We were hoping for 200. We'd have been happy with 50, to be honest. I think that was our initial thing of, do you reckon we can get more than 50 in? I was like, yeah, of course we can. And then we're like, let's see if we can go the full shebang. So, yeah. It's looking like it's going to be pretty good, to be honest. XLT in with the follow. Appreciate that. Very kind indeed. You see that Victor Wanyama has signed for Dunfermline. I did see that. I did. Is that with Neil Lennon? Again, I don't really know what to say. So that seems a very... Is it a bizarre thing? I don't really know. Maybe I'm a bit less surprised. After reading the whole Victor Anichebe is going to buy out Gateshead rumour, I think things like Wanyama turning up at Dunfermline, just you sort of go, yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah, I suppose that makes sense. A little bit of Romanian football, possibly. Let's maybe consider that. It's crazy. He's only 30. Victor Wanyama's 33. Is he? I mean, I don't know about you lot, but that doesn't feel. That doesn't feel like it sounds right, does it? Victor Wanyama's 33. Fair enough. I mean, but you know what? Someone could tell me Michael Essien was 33 and I believe them. I'd be like, yeah, because I'm pretty sure he was 23 for ages and then was 32. Like, I don't think Michael Essien was ever 25 or 29. I think he was like 23, 32, and he's now whatever age he is. But, yeah. Victor Wanyama, 33. Did he go to Southampton? Am I thinking of that right? Played more games for Montreal than anyone else. Hang on, what? Do we need to get Victor Wanyama's player history up? Because he's played more games for Montreal than anybody else. Presumably, someone's played more than 20 games for Montreal. Like, you must be the record appearance holder if you have 25 appearances for Montreal, like, just due to the fact that those squads change so regularly. It's crazy to think a Champions League finalist is playing for Dunfermline. He's playing for Dunfermline. I thought he was part of the coaching staff. Has he been brought in as a player? My wording was ambiguous. I don't think that's the problem here, Zeke. I don't think your wording is the problem. I think there's many more problems with this whole thing. Celtic, Southampton, Spurs, Montreal, Dunfermline. He's made the most amount of appearances for Montreal than he did for any other club. Oh, right, okay. Okay. That feels like a very different statistic there, doesn't it? Michael Essien's 42. Again, I'm not 100% sure that feels real. Like he must be. But is Michael Essien only 3 years younger than me? It's like I feel like John Obi Mikel is only 30 as well. Because I know he signed for Chelsea and Man United when he was like, what, 7 or something? 14, 16? I don't know. But again, Johnny McKell's got to be over the age of 30, but just feels like he probably only is 30. Champions League finalist. Also, right, I know I keep saying like we can't have this whole Spursy thing, because it's just like, it's just a bit low-hanging fruit. But is it wrong that when you said there was a Champions League finalist playing for Dunfermline, I looked back to that list, Celtic, Southampton, Spurs and Montreal, and I was trying to work out who the fuck was in the Champions League final out of them? And at one point I was going, Montreal, maybe? It just genuinely threw me for a second. I was like, none of this must be real. I feel like I'm being lied to here, but then of course it all made sense. Hambo makes it 1-0. Hearts' top goal scorer joined in January, and our second top goal scorer is still at school. I mean, that is pretty good. Yes, Handu, how are we? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's life treating you, buddy? 2-0. Hamburg gets a second. Oh, we're staying in Finland, aren't we? So we're up to third. We are still 4 points behind Yarrow. You've updated with Averley. What's the situation then? Hindo, you're looking at properties now? Presumably the ink's still wet on the contract, is it? Or they've reposted on the homepage and followed a chat for 5 hours. Nice. I mean, that to be honest, that sounds a lot like you've had a contract discussion there. You know, you don't have a 5-hour conversation with just a fleeting interest here. So that's good though, man. It sounds like I've got the job. It sounds like it. It sounds a lot like it. So congratulations in advance. Don't you remember the Southampton 5 Zurich 6 final of 2018? Yeah. Heard I'm a decent scout. I expect the phone to ring. I mean, you've heard something. You heard something. But yeah, I'll keep it. I mean, my phone's normally on silent, but I'll turn it on loud over the next week. That's the least we can do, to keep our phone on. Getting the band back together. That's what you gotta do. That's exactly what you gotta do. Get the team working. Calispira Jason over on YouTube. Nice to see you, buddy. Hope everyone's well. Nice to have you back in. First, last. Wanyama played for Celtic. Not so crazy to go back to Scotland at the end of his career. Yeah. No, of course. That makes complete sense to go back to Celtic, to go back to Scotland. But yeah, to now rejoin and play for Dunfermline, that's a big jump, innit? It's not like he's sort of played at Celtic all of his career and then dropped down to Dunfermline, or sorry, moved to Dunfermline to stay in Scotland. He's gone back to Scotland, but it's great move. It's great. It's a good story. It's a very, very good story. Dunfermline fighting relegation from the 2nd to the 3rd tier. Oof. I mean, that's not the time you move in, is it? You know what I mean? They're going to be expecting him to hit the ground running pretty quickly. Hovey's missed an absolute sitter there. There's going to be some pressure on him, isn't there? We would give a lot to have a job at Dunfermline right now. Oh, Tsar. Honestly, I think that would be so depressing. You'd all hate it. You would all hate it if I left HIFK and ended up at Dunfermline, battling to stay in the 3rd division, battling to stay in the 2nd division of Scotland. Berwick wasn't fun. Remember, the grass is not always greener. Berwick was not fun. East Fife, sorry, it was East Fife, wasn't it? It wasn't Berwick. East Fife was not fun for anybody. If Dunfermline go down, I worry that's what's happening to Inverness. Will happen to Dunfermline. Oh, Inverness are done, aren't they? Is that right? East Fife was rough. Yeah. East Fife was grim. Wanyama, one of those players that very much relied on physicality once that declines with age, not much ability. I suspect in terms of the level he's playing at 33. Yeah, that's a fair comment. You know what, Wanyama? I think Wanyama felt like he could have been a Sunderland player, Rich. Do you know what I mean? It felt like he could have settled into that midfield, but feels like one of those sort of like not wasted opportunity players, but you know when you sort of look back at a player's career, you're like I always said that Theo Walcott looked like an Aston Villa player. Even when he was the best he could possibly be at Arsenal, I was just looking at him going, he's just Gabiak Bonlaho, really, but a little bit faster. So he always reminded me of someone who just looked like he should have played for Aston Villa. And there's just certain players that look like they just should play for certain teams. Again, this is me just going, but just throwing like strays at anybody at this point. You look like you should play for West Ham. It's the ultimate insult anybody ever's got. A Lopetegui, Lopetegui, West Ham side of that. Apart from sadly, we've not had much luck in Scotland. Yeah, that is true. That is true, Rouge. Almost like we shouldn't have, like, we couldn't have not done anything with Celtic, but that Celtic side we had was good, wasn't it? Oh, that Celtic side was good. Who do I support? I'm a Sunderland fan, Jambo. But as we've been discussing for many months, probably years now, to be honest, I'm not that fussed really about football. I certainly don't watch a lot of it. I'm trying to not talk about it as well. Although I might go on Saturday actually. I might go. We'll see. There's a possibility I could end up at Sunderland Millwall on Saturday. It could be quite good, isn't it? Take the kids to do Pokemon battles in the morning, and then go and see Sunderland versus Millwall. What a day! What a day! That's correct, Jambo. Yeah. Me Sunderland, Aaron's Arsenal, Sai Portsmouth. What a cracking day, says Willie. Yeah. Oh yeah, you don't want to get those two bits mixed up either. You don't want to turn up expecting the Millwall fans at the Pokemon. Don't want that. Don't take the kids to see Millwall, but at the Den it's not a good idea. Oh no, it's a horrible idea. The kids don't want to go to football. They're like me. They look and go, this sport looks shit. Rather not bother, thank you, Daddy. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. not to give you nightmares or anything, you do look mad as doing 87, 88. Laurie McMenemy was in charge. We've had lots of chats to make sure the database was as bad as we were in reality. Oh, I've mentioned this, and I've not. Oh, hello, PK35 Vanta. 86, 87 feels like such a weird year. I just think that 1990 would have been the one. 1990 would have been class. Italia 90 at the end of the first season. Oh, imagine that. Imagine. I think that could have been excellent. Okay, so we've been offered an interview at Vanta, who are in the top division. Oh wait, no, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're bottom. They're bottom of this division. Fuck off, Vanta. No. We don't want this. Although the board are confident in their ability to perform, they have slight reservations. This is mainly as a slight reluctance towards making a set piece. I mean, look, it doesn't really. They're bottom by a considerable distance as well. 6 points, really. We're 4 points from second. No, Vanta. I know we're looking around, but maybe they wanted you for the women's team in FM26. Maybe. Sadly, I can't wait that long. Well, I haven't really had a full 80s database before. I suspect Liverpool and Everton at their peak. Mr. Tinney may have an influence. Denmark on a really good side as well. Yeah, I think you're right. Liverpool and Everton, like, just super dominant in the 80s. What's he going to do with the European issue, though? Because weren't English teams still banned in 86, 87? Presumably he's just going to ignore it and work around it. But maybe, I'm not sure. What's some of the best shirts I've got in my collection? It's difficult to say, to be honest, champ, wouldn't it? Because they're all. I suppose some of the shirts have a bit of a personal feel. So like my 99 Sunderland shirt, long sleeves, is a favourite. I've got a Brazil 94, World Cup 94 Brazil shirt. I've got a is it a 90? Is it a 94? Might be a 94, possibly even a 92 Holland shirt as well. I think it's 94 Holland shirt, which I like. Got this season's Sao Paulo one, which is class. Got a couple of Sunderland ones, which I really like. Yeah, I'm trying to not. Well, I've managed to be quite good, and to not spend an absolute fortune on some belters. Any Heart shirts? No, afraid not. Afraid not, Jambo. Although I almost bought the anniversary one, the 150 years, the white one, the long sleeve white one. I almost bought that. I was on classic football shirts, but I looked and I was like, oh, maybe, and that's as far as I got. I didn't go investigating further. But it was class. It was under 30 quid. It's not in my size, and it's not long sleeve. I only want the long sleeve one. But I must admit, I do have to thank Hearts for Craig Gordon, so there is that. Hearts had a Hummel sponsorship at some point. Ooh, okay, now we're talking. Yeah, there's a lot of Hummel shirts I could buy. They're moving back to Hummel. There you go. See, look, they're taking over. Hummel are taking over. Yeah, as a Sunderland fan, I've been very, very happy about the Hummel move. I've bought all 3 shirts this year, and I don't normally buy shirts, especially new shirts, but I bought all 3 this year. Not sure how I feel about Hummel. They'll feel cheap. Will they be templates? Right. No, they won't be cheap. That's the first thing. And they are not template shirts at all. Right. You'll be absolutely fine with Hummel. I think. Have you had Umbro for quite a while? Because Umbro are great. Umbro are really, really great. I think if you don't have Umbro, you have Hummel. Or if you don't have Hummel, you have Umbro. But yeah, the Hummel shirts we've got this year are absolutely class. We should stick with Umbro. Yeah. Look, Umbro have got a load of great stuff. I've got a few Brazil shirts from Brazilian League shirts from Umbro, like Fluminense and Santos, and the other one that I can't pronounce, but you know the one that had the plane crash. Adidas is the biggest template company. Nike is just a template company. They're all shit templates as well. But yeah, the Adidas templates for the last Euros were dreadful. The away kits were fine, but you've got Hummel Bremen shirt and a mystery box. That's pretty good. Interesting to see what Celtic would do a Hummel. Yeah, it would be quite interesting, wouldn't it? You know what it is? If Celtic had Hummel, I reckon one of the shirts they'd try and reproduce would be that brown and green People's Ford away kit. Oh, 2-0. I mean, Turkey are top of the league, so... Rich, I've asked Mad about the European ban on his Patreon. He always replies, so next time I'm on there, remind me. I'll personally probably have an answer. Oh, fair play. Fair play. Appreciate that, Rich. Got a Rangers third kit with no sponsor on. Bit weird, might send it back. Yeah, do that. Send it back because it's a Rangers shirt for first of all, but if it's also got no sponsor on. Unless it's Castore, then the sponsor's probably just fallen off, because that is a cheap kit manufacturer. Castore. They are so bad. Like a shirt that falls apart when you touch it. Atom Zero, Castore's garbage. The Villa kits were awful. Yeah, like everything I've seen from Castore is dreadful. I was going to be kind and not say send it back. Tony went there though. Oh, I did it, don't worry. I did it. Evening Veggie, how are you, buddy? Appreciate the 12 months on the sub there. Very, very kind indeed. Thank you for the support as always. My view would be not to implement the European ban. Usually for realism, this would kill the enjoyment of the database. Yeah, agreed. I think that's part of that whole concern for me as to how you do that, because sadly it was a massive part of that season. How do you work around it? You know, and that's why I think that's a strange date to pick. But that's for Mad, isn't it? Mad knows what he's doing, so in the mad scientist we trust. Yeah. Nearly picked up the new Mexico kit from CSS, but from Classic Football Shirts, but it's expensive. Oh, Zeep, especially now you've just chucked me an extra sub as well. Thank you, Zeep. Very kind. What were we on there? 26 months. My friend, very kind indeed. That's a lot of support. Thank you. I've been trying to find the Houston kit, and I know you bought the Houston kit. I quite want the Houston kit, and the Portland Timbers one as well. There's something about that Portland Timbers kit that I really do like, and it's so simple and so simplistic, but just looks lovely. TK Maxx is a good place for kids. Yeah, apparently so. Sai Maggio keeps finding loads in TK Maxx. I don't like TK Maxx as a shop. I find it just stresses me out. Because I don't really know where anything is. And the one time I've been in there, I think they maybe had a couple of kits, but it was like maybe like a Celtic shirt and an Arsenal shirt or something. And they were maybe like 4XL or something. And I was like, no, obviously they're not going to work for me. So, and I just never went back. But then Sai was like sort of posting, texting me going like, oh, I've got X, Y, and Z or something. I'm like, fair enough. Maybe it's just one of those things where you turn up and on the day, if there's something there, then great. But if not, there's not. Thinking about buying the rest of the MLS kits to complete the set. I think that's a smart collection to have, Zeep. And you know me, I'm not one to try and entice people to do anything silly, but I think if you've already started a collection, that could be a collection that you could complete. It's not like you're trying to buy every single football league shirt from a certain season or era. You know, there's what? 8, maybe? Shirts, and that's not even a collection, really, when you think about it. If that was stickers, that's one pack. That's maybe how you got to look at it. You know, so what MLS collection? It was the I forget what they called it, but there was the let me see if we can pull it up. MLS kit collection. What was the did they have a specific era for it, Zeep? So retro inspired kits, that's the one, yeah. And the interesting thing is that some of the clubs, you know, like Inter Miami, aren't actually, haven't been around long enough to have a retro kit, you know. But there they were. Evening, Owen. How are you, buddy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. 8 stickers in a packet. What is this? The early 90s. That's the one. That's exactly it. And with a bit of bubble gum in there as well. Yeah, hope you're well, Owen. Nice to see you, buddy. I need the Portland Miami. Yeah, I need the Portland one's what I want. And I want the Kansas City one as well. Miami, I keep flipping on. I'm like, do I like it? Do I not? I don't know. That Kansas City one is class. I think they were 90 quid when they first came out, Jambo fan. You can get them slightly cheaper. We're talking kits. I've seen the new Bohemians one in Ireland, the colour with Fontaines. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Also, Owen and Zeep, the new Ireland shirt, the 2 new Republic of Ireland kits. Ooh, there's two Umbro bangers right there. The new Genoa one. Oh, Cass, is that the Boca Juniors one? Everyone's doing a Boca Juniors kit this year. If it's the Boca Juniors one, yes, I saw it earlier this evening. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Really, really lovely. We're not Castore still. Oh, and don't make me say I've picked the wrong island. Don't make me say that on the telly. I'm gonna get cancelled now, aren't I? Of all the things I've said, right? Of all the things I've said out loud, this is not the thing I'm gonna get told off for, right? damn it. Right, no, oh, right, it was the St. Patrick's Day one. Maybe it's not a real shirt, but where is it? I'm sure it was the thing. I posted it the other day. Okay, Umbro. Maybe it was a St. Patrick's Day thing only. They're all on eBay now. That's not right. Okay, yeah, right. Here we go. Right, look, it is definitely on a. Northern Ireland Umbro. Right, this. Double check it, right? Because this looks like it might be. I'm hoping it's your island. It's maybe not. It's maybe the other island. If it is, then I'm really sorry. Right? I've got you mixed up. You're all lovely, right? Stop talking, TJ. Just making it worse. I am a bad man. I am. Thoughts on what could be the new low stuff kit? I think either. I don't mind 1, 2, or 3, Dan. 4 I'm not fussed with. 4 I'm not fussed with. Oh, look at that. 3-1 there. Laxon and making sure that PK35. No, we're not interested in them. That's Umbro, Cashin and Paddy Wacky. Yeah, alright, there you go. So am I alright then? I've not made a faux pas, have I? 17 SWFC, welcome in, buddy. Appreciate the follow. Very kind. Yeah, I'm not getting vibes off 4. 4 looks like it should be like forest green 3rd kit or something. Mike McKenna, you haven't picked the wrong island. Umbro did a special one for Paddy's Day because we used to be Umbro for sure. There you go. See, I love the way I have to. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for all keeping that very much the correct response. And we know TJ hasn't fucked up intentionally. Yeah. And also as well, no offence to any of our Northern Irish friends, we're calling it the wrong island, right? I'm just going to stop talking. Do you know who I don't like? Newcastle, right? Let's just go back to that again. Umbro have transcended St. Patrick's Day cliches with a design that reimagines Irish heritage through football lens. Oh no, no, we're not doing that. That is awful, isn't it? It was going so well. It really was. I was having a lovely time, and then I upset all of Ireland. Oh dear. I need rebooting. We love all Irish here. We do. Absolutely, Zar. Absolutely. Both bits. Both bits, yeah. You're all class. Yeah. Right, we've done Ireland. Wales, we like Wales as well. But as I say, yeah. Newcastle, not so much. And the Scots, yeah. How do we feel about Israel-Palestine? Both of them. Owen, who's got the best football kit? Then we'll decide, right? I've seen lots of good Palestine kits, so Palestine-inspired kits. So maybe they're winning, yeah. England, not so much. Exactly, yeah, 100% Zara. I'll be with you on that one. The collective land mass of Ireland over there, yeah. That one over there, good, yeah. Oasis or Blur. I think it's Oasis, but I think artistically, you've probably got to go with Blur. But for impact, It's Oasis, Slipknot, Suede. Oh, what a hit. The Seahorses. At the time, you're definitely Blur. See, I was probably more of an Oasis head, but I had been to see Blur a few times, and I enjoyed it very much. And I've seen Graham Coxon on his own as well, so I'm not one of those like, oh my god, you only like one or the other. You couldn't possibly. Shed 7, there we go. Pulp was the correct answer, if anyone's interested. Although good shout for Suede, by the way, Azar. Oh. Bonus points were given for anybody who would have said Kinnicky as well. You've got tickets for Oasis in Manchester. Can't wait. Oh, good shout, Owen. We tried to get tickets for Wembley. Could not get. I didn't fancy standing. Was that 45 in a seat? That's where we stand now with Oasis going. Can we ever sit down? This is going to be a while, isn't it? You know? Don't expect me to stand up for the whole thing, right? Was less Kinnicky and more garbage. Oh, Shirley Manson. Shirley Manson or Lauren Laverne. It's a tough one, that, isn't it? Sorry, I've gone very 90s lad now, haven't I? Oh, women. Oh, front ladies. Ooh, as in like, you know, stars. Oasis doing a USA leg is interesting, given they've only got one hit wonder over there. I mean, they're not getting out to America. Neither cast. Let's be honest. There's no chance they get. If they make out the British tour, then they've done well. I think the second they get on a long haul flight, it's over. It's absolutely over. Shirley Manson all day. Oh, yeah. But little Lauren Laverne though. Oh. A plantar facilitator. What the hell's a plantar facilitist? Anybody know? Have we got a doctor in the house, by the way? Place your bets on what's going to be we're going to sit against DJ Cancel tonight. I mean, we started off. I upset a lot of people by talking about real football at the start. I gave my opinions very quickly. They were not a fan. It could be a foot. It could be a dodgy knee. It feels very leg, doesn't it? It feels leg. A plantar facilitis. Cassis say bottom of the foot. Zeep, I've had that. Hurts like fuck. Doesn't tell us what it is though. We're gonna go foot bone. 3 to 6 weeks. Well, there's no point sending him to a specialist. He's 33. Arch of the foot. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. If he's got a fallen arch, that's going to hurt, isn't it? Evening, Northern Pilgrim. Welcome in, buddy. Appreciate the raid, my friend. How are we? Let's get the doctor on that. Because he's 33. We need him back. I think he's going to end up getting a game because we now have a space. Cancel his contract. No! No. We stuck by Maheja when he had a ACL or whatever. We gave him a new contract. We're not cancelling Covey's contract. He scored 7 goals in 15 games. He's only out for a couple of weeks. He's just made the injury up. Fair enough. Actually, you know, that's fine. I think now you're giving me context going, cancel the contract. Why? He's just made that injury up, hasn't he? Like, yeah, maybe he has, actually. Good point. Mohamed Sifala. Chase Medwinter. I mean, there's the player we need to sign, right? Chase Medwinter, in you come. No wages. He's got to be great, surely. I love when they get the option to terminate a loan for a whole season because they're injured for 4 days. Yeah, that is literally cutting your nose off to spite your face, innit? Like, oh, I've got a slightly damaged. He's gone. Get rid of him. Gone. Never to return. But nope. No buts. No buts. In the car. Away he goes. The decree NISI came through today. Oh, mate. Congratulations. I think that's a... Sorry, I think that's a congratulations one. Can someone confirm whether that is a congratulations or not? I'm watching what I'm saying tonight, Pilgrim, because I've said a few things that have upset a few people. I think that's a good thing. A decree Nicey decree. Oh God, what am I on about? Let's go back to talking about football shirts that we might buy. I thought it was a divorce thing. Yeah. That's why I was like, it's a good thing, right? And it can often be a good thing. It's not always a good thing, obviously. But in this situation, I presumed it was a good thing. Congratulations or commiserations, depending upon the situation. That, Cass, that's the greetings card. That is the card I need. Yeah, I need to write those. That's what I need to be sending out. Congratulations or commiserations, depending upon the situation. You didn't want to get the divorce, but was very much resigned to it, so might as well get it done now. Yeah, all right, cool. I get that, Pilgrim. In that case, commiserations rather than congratulations. I like how you immediately said congratulations, not knowing what it is. No, Matt, the thing is, I had an idea of what it was, and I thought it was that. What I didn't think about was whether it was congratulations or not. My dog's died. Many happy returns. Look, maybe I'm one of life's optimists, right? I'm just trying to sort of like be out there going like, oh, you know what? Well, better to have a dead dog than no dog, right? Maybe the dog was a prick. Look, you all know my views about dogs, right? So if your dog's dead, in a sense, I'm quite happy. I get that you might not be, but please don't ask me for advice on what to do about it. Especially if the neighbours aren't in. Has anyone got a code for CFS? I'm buying the Portland shirt. Yeah, Zape, have they got a Kansas City one as well? And I'll just do that. I'll buy one. Extra large. Cheap, please. DJ, stop digging. Yeah, you don't want to put a dog in there, do you? Always reminds me of my favourite Gary Delaney joke, which was my girlfriend's dogs died. She was very, very upset. So to make her feel better, I got her an identical one. She was livid. What am I going to do with 2 dead dogs? Cracking. Great joke. Yeah. Look, all I'm seeing now is a range of merch. Okay? I'm seeing posters, I'm seeing t-shirts, I'm seeing mugs. I'm seeing things for us to talk about during tour. We could totally talk about all this. Yeah. Okay, he's not going to join. It's a shame. Have you ever considered a new career in counselling? You're very suited to it. I think I would be superb. Oh, so I just wanted to say I'm here because I really feel like I'm losing my confidence and I don't feel like I'm myself, and I'm struggling a bit. Well done, you. Very, very proud of you. Very, very proud of you. Yeah? Congratulations on that. I wasn't really listening at the start, but it sounds like good news. It's like, is it like in The Simpsons? You know when they have the flashback episodes when Bart, the Marge announces that she's pregnant for the first time, and it's or is it no maybe forget. I think it's Bart, and she's gone to the doctor's, Dr. Hibbert's for the checks and the scans and stuff, and Homer comes in, and they go, Mr. Simpson. He goes, don't worry, I can read Marge like a book. And honestly, it's the So You're Going to Die episode. He's like, oh, don't worry, I can read Marge like a book. And she's obviously like that. And he goes, oh, it's good news, isn't it? I feel very much like that's how I'm living in this moment. This stream feels very much like that. Like, people are crying and I'm like, oh, what we celebrating? It's like, nothing, TJ. Pilgrim, it's okay, I appreciate hearing the situation. I told a friend I was either going to end up in a ditch or on stage talking about it. Said I have to go to Edinburgh, she'll come too. I mean, yeah, don't end up in a ditch, Pilgrim. Don't. To be honest, I haven't got enough happiness for that. That'd be awful. That would actually bring me down a little bit. So yeah, let's not do that. I did have I told you this one? I can't remember if I have told you or not. I feel like I might have done. But I one fish, two fish, blowfish, blue fish. That was the one, yeah. The poison blowfish. No one's ever heard of a poison pork chop. Does this sound like a man who's had all he could eat? I did a gig. We used to run a gig, me and Mrs. J, in Newcastle, and it was a gig above a pub, and it was great. Really, really brilliant room. We had some great acts in there, and we used to have this friendship group would turn up, and they became regulars, and they never knew each other, but that would be their thing. They'd go and they'd meet, and it was like a social thing, and it was fantastic. People would get to know each other, and two of them actually got together and are still together to this day, and we're talking like 15, 16 years or whatever. So that is beautiful, that spawned from that. But there's one night we did it, and there was a large group in at the back of the gig, and I used to compare, I used to host it, and I got on stage and I was sort of chatting away and doing my thing and that, and I noticed they had a candle on the table, and you know what? You know me, I'm quite observant, right? And I look out for things that I don't see all the time. And I had never seen a candle in this gig before, right? And I was sort of like, yeah. And I went, oh, so what's the candle for? And I kid you not, I said, where's the rest of the birthday cake? Oh, it turns out it was not that kind of celebration. No, it wasn't. Oh dear. Feel free to clip this, by the way, because you might as well put it out there. God damn it. Look, I'm not the one that brought a candle to a comedy gig, right? If anything, I was the normal one in that situation. Yeah, hands up in the chat who would have instantly thought, bad thing. Oh, they've brought a candle with them. That's clearly a bad thing. I reckon if there's more than 50... Right, but you know what, let's put a poll up now, okay? Right, okay? Quick question, right? So, candles at gigs, okay? Good thing, bad thing. Right, okay. If there's more than 50% of you think that that would instantly go, oh yeah, someone's brought a candle, that's a bad thing, I'm calling bullshit right now. Okay? Were they all dressed in black, visibly crying? They were not crying, but in hindsight, yes, they were all wearing dark clothes. You also didn't have to draw attention to it either. But don't bring it! Don't bring a candle. Like, it's like if you bring a dog to a gig. I'm going to mention the dog, right? My job is to be aware of what's going on, right? They're at a comedy gig. Yeah, exactly, Cass. I think what they were doing was what they were trying to do was they were trying to draw attention to themselves. They wanted the attention. They wanted me to mention the candle. Yeah. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't have brought it. Yeah. Who goes to a comedy gig while mourning? I mean, to be fair, I've seen many people come to my shows and then leave mourning. Never usually ones that turn up sad. They leave sad afterwards. They could have stayed at home. They should have stayed at home if they didn't want me to ask about the candle. Do you reckon Elton John was sitting there going, "Oh, you live your life like nothing in the wind"? No. Because he knew that if you brought a candle, that was a bad thing. In hindsight, that would have been... Yeah, that probably does make sense now, doesn't it? Ah, well. They never came back, by the way, in case you're interested. That group never came back. The friendship group stayed. All right, you all think it's a bad thing. Yeah, oh yeah, TJ, we would have known. Because we're not idiots. Yeah. I reckon you say that. But I reckon if you were in my situation, you'd have asked about the candle. Yeah. Intrusive thoughts. We've got hindsight. Yeah, exactly. You'd think it's weird, wouldn't you, Zar? You'd ask about it. What's the candle for? Do any of you work in the wax industry? Maybe. Have you just been to a wax class? Yeah? Has someone watched Ghost on a budget? Those are the sorts of questions you'd ask. And then, of course, when you'd realised you'd said Ghost, they'd have said funeral. And then all of a sudden, you'd have been like, shit. At least I didn't mention a birthday cake. Yeah. My family did the candle thing when my mum died. Didn't really get it myself. Well, you know what, Willie? I'm really sorry for ruining the comedy gig for you all. So... you would have laughed. You know what? If you would have laughed, that's fine. At least the answer would be illuminating. Beautiful. It would have been funnier if they were doomsday preppers. Do you know what I mean? If that was their answer, we brought a candle because we're doomsday preppers. Beautiful. If anything, I blame them for not coming up with a better answer. Because what they did was potentially ruin the gig, and that is well... At that point, I think they're in the wrong, not me. Yeah. Because they knew by mentioning that it was going to make it awkward. And at that point, I've then got to make the awkward funny. And usually that means I've got to try and cross a line. And it will usually be one I will happily do. You know. I'll go so far past the line, you'll be like, did you see that line back there? And we'll all have to be like, yeah, there was a line, but no. Nah, TJ's not going to pay attention to that. Double down and make it more awkward. I had to. Because if I didn't do it, somebody else would have done it. If they'd been before, sure, they would have known what to expect. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure that I can't work out whether they were part of the friendship group. Because this would be more sinister if that friendship group dwindled, wouldn't it? It'd be like, no, what we do is we get them all together, we become friends, we kill one off. I mean, this is a screeching sound right here, isn't it, Rich? And you come back. Different issue. Recently read an article about survivors taking up stand-up courses. I mean, that's not a good idea. That is not a good idea. Oh, no. What I am going to do, I am going to back away from this one. I'm not having any further opinions on this. Right. I'm just going to leave that one. Leave that one out there. Weirdest places to turn up with a candle. Oh, weirdest place to turn up with a candle. Comedy gig is definitely one. Potentially, I would say... Where else is weird? You know what? Most places, I would say. Most places with a candle is pretty weird. Because most places have got lights. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I think people would look at you and be like, why have you brought a fucking candle? We've got electricity here. A petrol station would be a stupid place with a candle, as would a fireworks factory. Oh, hang on. Let me ask you a second question. Is the candle lit? Because if you're just walking around with a candle, then that's not. I mean, you just look like a mental, right? So I always bring my candle with me. But if it's a lit candle, then yeah, obviously the only place you really need a lit candle is a midnight vigil. Or if you're one of the traitors. Otherwise, I don't know why you're carrying a candle. Yeah, because if you're carrying an unlit candle, that looks odd. If you're carrying a lit candle walking into a petrol station, again, it looks weird, but it draws attention to people and it makes people look at you quicker. Going, why is that person carrying a candle in the petrol station? Like a proper like retro terrorist. What about the shop that sells torches with the power of 1,000,000 candles? That's the old Ron Gilbert line, isn't it? Weirdest place to turn up with a candle, your own funeral. Well, yeah, if you turn up to your funeral clutching a candle, I would probably know not to make a joke at that point. If I was at the funeral, most of me would be like, I reckon someone's died here. I reckon. My spidey senses are tingling. But if I turned up at a comedy gig, then I wouldn't expect it. Again, like if someone turned up with a baby at a comedy gig, people have turned up with kids at shows before. Right? Young kids, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 13-year-olds, whatever, right? These are usually 18-year-old venues, so like licensed venues. And you've got to address the fact that there's a kid in the audience, because the audience know there's a kid there, so it's awkward. And they're like, oh, like, you know, the acts know there's a kid there, so they're like, well, you know, how do we perform the show? The other audience are going like, well, you know, can we laugh? Can we not laugh? They're looking at the kid. So with that situation, as a host, I have to go on and say, right, look, you're clearly very young. Find out how old they are, and say, look, there's going to be some words you're going to learn about tonight. There's going to be some things you're going to learn about tonight, and you just put it back at that point. And at that point, everyone laughs because, you know, they go, right, the parents have made a choice. But if that kid's holding a candle, oh God, then it gets dark. Then it gets dark. But I had to mention the kid. Yeah. Kids are worse than candles. They are. Again, there's a t-shirt. There's a t-shirt. Kids are worse than candles. And you live your life like a kid in the wind. I don't know. If you have to go to A&E with a kid stuck up your bum, you're in trouble. Yeah, in that situation, definitely make sure it's a candle. You You're not going to believe this. We were at a comedy gig. There'll be a funeral. Can you believe it? I ruined it all. What if they're holding a candle and no one else can see them except you? I mean, Matt, are these people in the room with you right now? This feels very much like a you're trying to explain this to the hospital. My God, no. Right, there was a kid, right? There was definitely a kid, and they were holding a candle. Just put you fell. Just put you fell. What's that? 7 points behind Yarrow. Yeah, as Dan says, welcome in, new people, by the way. Who'd have thought we'd have got here from the start of the show tonight? The start of the stream was me ranting on about Newcastle and their pathetic open-top bus, and we've ended it with. Do you remember that time that TJ didn't spot a wake happening at a comedy club? Casper, the extremely friendly ghost. So ruddy bloody friendly. But ultimately, I think we all agree that I was right. I'd rather have a candle chucked at my head than a statue. Have a statue chucked at... What have I missed? Nobody's off to protect a candle, are they? Just a bunch of racists going, right, I'm off to protect a candle. You know what now? I don't know, but it sounds believable. Do you remember that? You remember that whole statue protecting thing? That was odd. You already have an answer from Mad. They're not implementing the European ban. There you go, people. There you go. Something sensible has happened on the stream tonight. I was working assessing someone who's not well. Whoever gets you to sleep at night. Could the MP go back for Parliament and ask for commiserations for who sent for them order? Yeah. Well, yeah, send them a card that says commiserations or congratulations on whatever the circumstances are. I'm sorry or happy for your loss. Protecting a Winston Churchill statue while throwing up a Nazi salute is an odd one. Yeah. It's a weird one, isn't it? But they all sounded like they're having a great time. Let's get that player in on loan, shall we? Let's loan a central midfielder in. Mehmedov. He was wanted. Bulgarian. So we haven't got any sort of information on these players, so they could be great, they might not be. It's just a bit of guesswork at this moment in time. Stefan Metyev. Why not? You'll do. Not sure how many loans were actually allowed in, so I have too many now. So we got 2 games left until the I think I was going to say the league split, but it's not a league split anymore, is it? So yeah, 27 matches, and then we've got the playoffs. That's 7 points behind Yarrow. So are we going to be able to turn it round and get ourselves up there? We're not sure. Metadiev's not bad, actually. Very determined, decent vision, decent work rate, decent teamwork. Balance is fine, fitness is okay. Can dribble, can pass. He might be alright. He might be okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. The whole Winston Churchill thing. No, yeah. I love how very few people look into him. Oh, right, what are we on? 15 minutes left. Oh, time's flown, hasn't it? There's FM happening. I don't think so, Cass. I think it's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. What this is just essentially just a candle. Yeah. If you stare long enough, you don't see the issues. Excuse me. We're going up or not? Yeah, sadly, still not. Still not. There's still only two promotion spots, and even then, one of them's a possible. The Saudi Arabia job's available. Let's go and get that. Let's not. We all live in a simulation. It's a simulation of a simulation. Oh, now we're getting into it, Rich. I've started to watch too much weird YouTube stuff recently, so I could probably sit down and have a conversation about simulations and parallel universes and stuff. Yeah, it's maybe a bit deep for now. Maybe at the next comedy gig we'll talk about it. Yeah. What would have been more hilarious, upsetting, depending upon how you look at it, is if you went and blew it out. Yeah, I mean that would have been. It's a dick move, in it. Put that fucking candle out. So, fire yourself in the safety hazard here. Simulating the series, simulation theory is a serious thing, but you're right. The stuff on YouTube is garbage. 100%. There's loads of videos about how the everything ended in the year 2000, and we're just going, this is all now a simulation. But I've read the simulation theory stuff, and there is some stuff that's interesting, and you think, okay, that's maybe valid, and there's maybe a point there. But I think because I'm not educated enough on the exact ins and outs of it, I have so many holes in my own arguments. Never mind the actual arguments. So. Full on heel, TJ. I saw a fun game the other day on YouTube. I think you would like it. Of your next 24-hour stream, the chat have to invent a name, and you invent the fitting footballer career out of it. Sounds like a TJ thing. Is that the thing that like Stinger and Sai Maggio have done something about, or maybe even Clates possibly? Is it like the sort of, it's the actual football player simulation? Is that the thing you've seen? Because I think Sai's done something about it, and it looks odd. No, it's a game. It's not a game as such. The chat have to invent a name, and you invent the fitting footballer career out of it. Oh, I think we might have to unpick that a bit more then, possibly. See how it works. My friend's a physics teacher. She's into it. Reasoning is that when you look at some of the mechanics in quantum physics, it literally looks like computer code. Ah, okay. See, this is the thing. This is where my level of physics falls down pretty quickly. A colleague at work, he has a physics degree. He's not a physics teacher, but he talks about quantum physics quite a lot. So I try and get bits of information from him, but I'm just like sitting going, like I'd love the idea of, I'd love to be able to understand this, but at the minute I'm just the sort of person who turns up and talks about candles at comedy clubs. Oh, I would love to get my head around it. So we say David Brent, and you decide his entire career. He spent his entire career at Slough, turned down every club that came in for him because he's too loyal to Slough. Oh, right, okay. Failed a medical at a championship side. Yeah. Loads of talk about potentially playing for Swindon. Didn't like it. Okay, all right, we could do that. We could do something like that. In fact, to be fair, we could just do that at any stream anyway, just to stop me from saying half the stuff that I say. Like Sonnet. Oh, Chase Medwinter on his debut, half an hour in. The thrill of the chase. Questions on YouTube, by the way. Who brings kids at a TJ comedy gig and names Savannah in for a treat? Yeah, we forgot about that. Yeah, that Glasgow comedy kids club never invited me back. It's fun for us mods to think we can stop you. Yeah, good luck with that, Dan. Good luck with that. How many years are we doing this now? 4? I cannot be stopped. AC Milan came in for David Brent, but he failed his medical because his wisdom tooth was extremely large. I like that. There's good news and bad news. No, David, that sounds like good news and that sounds like bad news and irrelevant news. Evening, Ziggurath. Welcome in. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Appreciate the raid. Very kind. How was your stream? David Nyholm's here as well. Welcome, David. Chaos stream. Euro Truck Simulator 2. That's what we're talking about. That's where the chaos comes in. Well, welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, David Nyholm Raiders as well. How are we? Welcome to a Journeyman career. Journeyman career in Finland. Well, at the minute in Finland. Second division of Finland. For the 4th year in a row. No chaos here whatsoever. We were 100% talking about normal stuff. Normal. We have not once talked about how I didn't realise there was a wake going on at a comedy gig. We didn't mention that. So many trucks, so many of them laying on their sides. Very similar to our stream, to be honest, Ludo. Very similar. You know, I think our trucks were metaphorical. You'll feel at home here. Yeah, welcome in, new people. I mean, I never say, you know what, check the VOD. But with this one, I think maybe. I think maybe check the VOD. TJ, any wages yet? No, still no wages. 4 years I've been in Finland. I've not been paid a penny. We're 5 points away from the playoffs. I still don't think we're gonna make the playoffs. But what we've done is we've definitely not looked at the game really. So that seems to be helping us. Yeah. Did they play I Want to Break Free? I mean, they might well have done, to be honest. You know what I mean? In fairness, I probably shouldn't have sang Killing in the Name of. Well. They've got a good social security system, though. They have. They do care for us, really. We do still keep our eyes on looking at other jobs. Be like, do you reckon we could make some money somewhere? I'm not all about all the money, but you know, just a little bit here and there would be nice. Right, let's play this match against JJK, and then that's sort of this part of the calendar done. Goes home to get his DSA. Yeah, and then I try and claim expenses as well. Don't get expenses. That's our third choice goalkeeper trying to be like, why am I not playing? It's like, because when you did play, you weren't very good. Yeah? Sorry to throw facts at you. I told you not to, but you kept screaming F off, I won't do it, you tell me. Yeah. Joke's on them, isn't it, at the end of the day? Loads of international jobs going. World Cup's over, so let's work out who won the World Cup, shall we? Holders Portugal beat Morocco in the final. France and Germany were in the third place. Morocco beat France. Morocco beat Ireland on penalties in the quarterfinals. There we go. Ireland beat Mali. France knocked out England in the quarterfinals. There we go. England beat Sweden. I'm guessing Scotland didn't qualify. Ivory Coast beat Brazil after extra time. Was there a... Did we... We didn't qualify, did we? Czech, USA, Senegal, Uzbekistan, Canada, Denmark, Chile, Tunisia, Netherlands, Ecuador, Mexico, Syria, Morocco, Paraguay, Jamaica, Serbia, Portugal, Mali, Sweden, Saudi Arabia, Algeria, Austria, Belgium, United Arab Emirates, Argentina, Cote d'Ivoire, Ireland, Japan. Honestly, everybody has qualified bar Scotland. Germany, Honduras, Uruguay, Australia, Italy, Colombia, South Korea, Costa Rica. What? There we are. We did get in. Brazil, Cameroon, Scotland, and Qatar. And we didn't get through on goal difference. Oh God. Typical. And you know what? I bet it wasn't even the Brazil game that we let all those goals in. I bet it was against Qatar. That's what I reckon. Clayton's threatened to resign unless he got a coaching course. I mean, that's fine, but we're getting sacked at this point if we threaten those sorts of things. We know that's the situation. We know our job is not untenable. I mean, granted, you know, who else is going to manage a team for free for 4 years? You would imagine nobody. You would imagine. But yeah, but then again, we did get interviewed by the team who's bottom of the league though, so that was reassuring, you know. So somebody wants us somewhere. Although I did turn down the interview. Maybe they were going to pay us. Yeah. That would have been interesting, wouldn't it? I wonder how many modern day Grinches would have failed medicals because they were born with 1 foot shorter than the other one. It's a good question. It's a good question. Right, let's do this. This is our final match of this stream tonight, and I think it's been good. That's for me to answer that one. I think it's been good. I'm going to answer my own question here. Yeah, good. Right, go on then. We'll leave Med Winter up front. So it's 3rd versus 4th. Class as always. There we go. See, Zar knows. No one else does it like this. No one else streams this way. If you've not enjoyed it, it wouldn't be ideal. If I've not enjoyed it, oh yeah. If you as the audience haven't enjoyed it, then you're wrong. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I've been having fun. Second class though was Finland. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair, Zar. We have nothing but fun. Yeah, that works for me. As I say, remember we've got a podcast out tomorrow, so go and have a listen to that when it drops. So it'll be Clates is on there tomorrow. As I've said, next week, Kevin Toms, the original originator of Football Manager. So, a couple of good episodes coming up, and then loads of interesting guests going forward as well. As I say, Jamie Hutchinson might remember he's booked in. Big Robbo's locked down. JJ Bull were rescheduling. So, I think it's alright. It's pretty good. Say you'll have KJT. That'll be amazing. Yes. The original Kevin Toms. Yeah. Next Thursday. It's already recorded. We recorded it last week, so it's a great conversation. Like, it's really nice to get to talk to him. He's a lovely man. Like, and you know what? It's nice that he is a lovely man. Because we've got no previous relationship with him, but we reached out to him and just said, look, you know, do you want to be on the show? Penalty. And yeah, in fairness to him, he was straight back on the email, like, by the end of the day, going, yeah, cool, like, when can we do it? Raheem, he makes it 1-0, and yeah, he gave us a load of time, and he was really kind, really great to talk to. So looking forward to all listening to that next week. Ask Clayton about his Chinese experience. I mean, I don't know about Ask Clates. The episode comes out tomorrow, so we've already recorded that as well. 2 weeks ago. We can go back in time and ask him about it. We invent a new app on tomorrow's podcast. We talk about his youth only challenge. Just record it again. Clates, why have you got a candle? Yes, we talk about youth only challenge. We talk about a director of football. We invent an app. Essentially, we Dragon's Den something, which is quite good fun. That's a win. That's a win. The Patreon stuff, which is a sort of like the extra content we record as well. That was really good. That was about sort of diversifying the content. We're 3 points behind Yarrow. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 games of the season left. 3 points behind Yarrow, who have just drawn within the Turku. We can't, can we? Can we possibly? Oh, we don't want to turn. We shouldn't really be turning the computer off, should we? I mean, it's a shame. We are going to have to do that. But just remember, at this moment in time, right? Just remember that we were 3 points away. Okay? It was starting to improve. Okay? It was starting to improve. Jarrow is local. yeah, we're playing Jarrett Elvis next. So that's a reference for only a few people. So we can have that one. Okay. Let's remember we could have done it if TJ hadn't turned the PC off. Yeah. If the PC goes off, we don't get promoted. So yeah, this is gonna be Friday. Let's look out for it. We're not podcasting tomorrow night, so we might jump on tomorrow night. And if we do, it might be Football Manager, might not be. We'll see. We might play something different. Or I might have a night off and watch The Apprentice and hang out with Mrs. J. So I haven't decided that yet. But we shall see. Right, who is about that we haven't seen before? Anybody we've never met? We can go and raid. It's always nice to go and see someone we haven't seen before, isn't it? Trying to take a bit of a nosy here. Especially someone as well with a face cam would be good. Right, I'll tell you what, we have seen him before, but there's not a lot of people that we can see, so let's see if no, that's not working. Right. Bam, 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 bam. Who are we gonna find? Gotta be somebody, surely. Have I refreshed my stream and everybody's gone off? Well, isn't this rude? This is almost an instruction for anybody who's in the chat to just do it, just jump on and start streaming yourselves. Right, here we go. Here's someone there who's doing a Football Manager stream. Let's jump in. Okay. Nolan Brook from Sheffield. Yeah, we jumped there quite a bit. We've sort of seen them a fair time, but let's see this one. This guy's I've not seen or heard of this guy before, so let's go there, shall we? Right. Pleasure, as always, everyone. Take it easy with yourselves. Remember, a candle doesn't always mean happy. Okay? So, take care of yourselves, everyone. Speak to you soon. All the best. Bye now.